Stribling Road from 463 to Dewees. That is going to be given by Garver. And Shannon's here to present that for them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As Tim mentioned, my name is Shannon Wells with Garver, and the project that I'm working for the county on is Stribling Road between Highway 463 and Dewees Road. Since I spoke to you last on environmental, that we are pretty much substantially complete with the report, and it will be submitted to the Corps pending a couple of final design items, but we're pretty much there. We do have written clearance from Archives and History on cultural resources, so that hurdle is clear. Geotechnical and traffic, we've completed those reports. Specifically regarding traffic, the analysis supports a 5-lane configuration throughout the entire segment of the project, and I think I mentioned that at the last update, but also intersection improvements at Camden Crossing, which is the entrance into Lake Caroline on the east end of this project. If you recall, the last time I spoke with you, we were in the very early stages of considering maybe on the west end of the job reducing to 3 lanes. However, considering multiple factors after that, taking a deeper dive, we decided that the 5-lane section that you originally planned is the preferred, most optimal section for the project, connecting to what MDOT is proposing at Highway 463, which my understanding will undergo construction May of 2026 when school lets out. Based on the 5-lane, our roadway model is about 75% complete, and we're well into the storm drainage, and we have already begun developing preliminary design drawings of certain items. Regarding utilities, back in early May, we had separate meetings with each respective utility company that is affected by the project, and with the exception of Overhead Power, each company mentioned that they could design and relocate their facilities within 6 months of being provided preliminary right-of-way plans, meaning the design may not be 100% complete, but it's complete enough that we know what we need to purchase for right-of-way, which is a pretty fast timeline, 6 months. On power, Energy will begin design once the once the right-of-way is actually purchased by the county. So their timeline is further out, meaning they're in the critical path for advertising the project. But they said that the design is about a 3 to 4 month process, and we'll talk construction timing when we get closer to that point. So on right-of-way, where we're at right now, we're looking at about 40 to 45 parcels affected. And public involvement, I threw in a note that Tim and I met at the beginning of June with Hartfield HOA, conveyed to them that their existing entrance, unrestricted, meaning right and left turns in and out, is not going to be feasible once this project is constructed. Probably not when MDOT's project is constructed either. Alternates were discussed with the HOA. They took them in advisement. So as of now, we'll follow back up to them to see what more ideas they have. Projecting the next 3 months out, the environmental report will be submitted. On the roadway end, if you'll see the schedule, I'm projecting preliminary plans complete at the end of the year. That's the worst case scenario. Hopefully we'll be even before then, but we definitely will be through with the model of the drainage design and begin development of other sheets that more complicated, like traffic control, maintaining traffic while you build this project, and also the intersection improvements. On utilities, just continue coordination. There's a gas pipeline crossing to permit, which is really not a critical path item, but we'll get that underway. And I will, before the next 3 months, get a supplemental, which is agreement, which was the original plan for right-of-way to address that phase. And we'll begin the title work for parcels that are affected, as well as begin the boundary survey work for each of those parcels. So as far as the schedule, not a lot of change other than utilities based on that meeting. When we know more about the right-of-way, we'll know more about the rest of the schedule. So that's all I have. If you have any questions.
How many parcels of right-of-way did you say that needed
We're
to be purchased?
40 to 45.
Okay.
The number's actually gone down a little bit each time we get further into it, but there could be one on either side because you have to transition to each one of these neighborhoods. There could be some impacts to like entrances and whatnot, not just Lake Caroline. So,
And so you and the county, with Tim, is working with Hartfield.
right.
With their entrance.
And there'll probably be, there needs to be needed coordination with other HOAs as well, especially if you change their entrance features and whatnot. Just not quite far enough yet to give them any details that they'll want to know. But those